Hey guys, it's Felicia. Welcome to my channel. So in today's episode of What I Ordered versus What I Got, I'm going to be recreating this under bust corset dress. Okay, I'm going to be showing you guys all the tips and tricks I used in making this dress, and also I'm going to be sharing with you guys a newly discovered sewing technique, so you want to definitely keep on watching to see that. So it doesn't look like it's an underbust corset from the outer part of the dress, but on the inside you can see there's a whole lot of corset detailing going on here. Keep on watching to see how this goes. Okay, guys, so I'm about to go on and cut this flared dress. So what I'm going to be doing is I folded the fabric into 4 already. So if you can see here, I already have this layer and another layer underneath. So I'm going to be cutting my regular flare on these 4 layers, but I'm cutting in such a way that the first one I'm cutting out now is for just the front. So the front is going to be very full around this area, so I can have that ruffle effect, a lot of it on this dress. So I've already marked the front waist measurement divided by 4 here, including my slit allowance and the side allowances on the sides. So I've done that already. So yeah, I've also marked the length I'm going to be cutting along, if you notice that blue line. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cut this out, and I'm going to be using it again to cut the back piece. I want to go ahead and cut the bodice. So this is the bodice area. It has a basque corset cut, and yeah, that's why I have this line coming here. So it's going to kind of have a separate top bit on the bust area, and then I'm going to have this bit separate as well. The dress doesn't have boning, but I'll see as I go if I'm going to be putting a boning in between the joining. But yeah, this is what my pattern looks like. I have done a shoulder dart for this one, and I have taken in my 2 inches at the top area, and then I took 3 inches on the lower part of the bust for the bust tightening. And yeah, this is my normal 1 inch dart for the back. So I'm going to go ahead now and cut this open so that I can cut my back piece, and then I'm now going to also cut this other part open to cut the rest of the front. I am done with my cutting. I'm going to be using a ready-made cup for this dress as against wadding, because I don't want to have that ashrebi look for this dress. So I'm going to be using ready-made cups, and I've got her cup size 40 is what I'm using for her. And then yeah, these are the other pieces which I've already ironed interfacing on. I've ironed down the interfacing, and yeah, let me just lay this out and I'll be back. So this is my front bodice. This is the center front. These are the side pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and join this bit to this bit first, then also join the lower bits together before connecting it on this, along this line. So this is my front bodice. I'm going to go on to start sewing it. The back is not in pieces as much as it is with the front. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. I want to also be doing the same thing on the lining parts. This is my lining. So yeah, I used paper stay on the lining while I used fabric stay, air stay on the main fabric. So this is my cup on my lining bits. So I just thought of doing something now. Usually I would tack this cup to the lining area, but I'm thinking of top stitching it since I'm using my industrial machine. So I'm just going to be running the usual stitching we do on the lining, just very close to the seam line. I'm going to be running that stitch on the cup just to attach the cup in place at that point. And once I'm done with there, I'm going to, if it stays on its own, I won't need to be tacking it here and there, but I'll see what it looks like once I have top stitched my cup to the lining area, because I can't do any stitching on the main bodice because I'm going to have lines showing, except if I tack in between the seam lines, which I don't want to do because I want my seam line to be nice and flat. I don't want any bumpiness on the seam line of my main fabric. So I'm going to be doing all that stitching and everything on the lining, as that's what I'm about to do now. And I'm going to go on to stitch on my cup slowly while I adjust. So this is what the inner bit is looking like right now, and this is the outer side. But I'm going to also look to make sure that it doesn't affect my the front fabric. If it affects it, then I'm going to have to loosen this out. So let's see, fingers crossed. So everything is nice and flat. I'm not going to be doing anything. I'm not going to be removing the cup. So my experimentation today works. I'm excited. I found a new way to attach my cups without having to do a lot of tacking. So yeah, that's my new method. Yip yip whoop whoop. Try this, let me know if it works for you as well. I always loved when I find out new ways to do things. Yeah, so this is a new way, and I've put that on the mannequin, and I'm not seeing this bumpiness here, just because it lies exactly on the seam line, very close to the seam line, so it's not showing on the main fabric. So this is the main fabric, how it's going to overlap on the lining, and then I've pushed it down. I'm not seeing that sewing line on my cup. As you can see, I'm here to go iron all these parts down, so it's a success. I'm going to go on to do the same thing I did on the lining with the cup on this other side, and I'll get on with this. So I went further to do one more thing. After running the stitch all the way in the middle, I went round the cup and held it in place so that everything is just nice and flat. As you can see, this is what the front looks like. This part is going to be on the inside, so it doesn't really matter what it looks like, but the inner part is looking so neat still, even with these stitches running out here. I might end up putting a boning on the lining side of this dress because I don't want the stitches to be on the front bit, but I still want to give this dress like a corset feel to it. Okay, remember that the cut of this dress is like a basque corset. That's it has an underbust corset look, even though it necessarily doesn't mean that it might have a boning. I'm going to be putting a boning in this one just to give that extra, you know, waist cinching. Usually when I'm doing a corset dress, I tend to remove 2 inches from the normal waist measurement, and once I do that, I automatically take away some of the person's waist line. Placing the boning, so I usually start by putting the boning away from the, now I'm still going to have to join this part to the top side, so I leave about 3/4 of an inch away from this part, because I'm going to be using it to be joining the upper part of this basque corset. So either half an inch or 3/4 of an inch, so that you don't run into the boning. But yeah, I'm going to just leave mine at half an inch, and I'm going to run that stitch as well as top stitch the lining bits at the same time all the way, and then I'm going to also leave half inch at this lower part. This is what it is looking like. I'm going to be adding more boning here on the center, and I'm also going to be adding boning on the side here on the two. This is what it's looking like. I'm going to do the same thing for the back, but before I do the back piece, I'm just going to make sure that I'm done with the front. So I'm going to go on to join this part, the top part, to the lower part. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to work on the back, then go iron all the individual pieces before I join them all together. Guys, so I am back with these. I've ironed them. I've ironed it down. I also ironed the lining part, sewn the cup and every other thing. So yeah, that's that for the front bodice. And then the back, I joined it together. So it's looking like, as well as the lining. I ran out of boning, so I haven't inserted the boning for the back. So I'm going to be getting that tomorrow for the back. And yeah, I'll show you guys when it's done. I'm going to be inserting the boning on this, on the that line, and I'm also going to be adding one more here and here as well. I'm going to go ahead and join the front bit of the skirt of the dress, the skirt part of this dress. I'm going to be joining it right now. Join it to the fabric of the skirt, and then lining to the lining. Yeah, I'm going to join everything all together, and then I will attach the sleeves and then finally turn it with the lining. So I'm working on the sleeve right now. This is the band I'm going to be putting on the sleeve for the puffed sleeve. So I just joined the two pieces and I top stitched it right here, as you can see. I am going to go ahead now and gather the sleeve that I cut already and then join it here, but I'm going to be closing it up with this layer on top. I'm going to do a very neat stitch very close to the edge to close it up once I have attached the ruffles. So the only part I'm going to be of this dress I'm going to be weaving will be the sleeve, the joining of the sleeve, but the rest of the dress is going to be fully lined because I cut the lining for the skirt part to the ground. So I'm going to be fully covering the whole dress up. So yeah, this is the sleeve bit. I'm going to go on to do this other one. I'm here to join this other one. So I'm going to be joining these two. Join it, run the stitch all the way down, and then open it up and then top stitch. So guys, because of this fabric, the fabric is silky, and my puff is not going to stand well. So I decided to pick the sleeve. So I did this picking. I picked the sleeve so that it has this you know, it lifts the sleeve up a bit, and then there's an elastic on the sleeve circumference here. That's the bicep area, so that when she wears it, she can push this up to, you know, give you more lift for the puff. So I'm done with this sleeve. I'm going to go ahead to do the same thing on this second sleeve right now. Do I look crazy? So guys, I am, let me arrange the hair and leave me alone. So I am back here to continue this vlog. This is another day. Hey God, I have fixed on the boning on the back of the bodice of this dress. I'll show you guys in a bit, but I want to go on now to join the main fabric to that's the front and the back of the main fabric, and also join the front and the back of the lining. And once I'm done with that, I'll now start closing up. I'll attach the sleeve first to the to the main body of the fabric, the main fabric of the dress. I'll attach the sleeves, then I'm now going to go on to close the lining. Remember that I said I was going to do a full lining for this one, so yeah, I'm going to be showing you guys that process. If this video is too long, I'll probably put that in a separate tutorial, because I've never done a video where I did a full lining closure. So I'm also going to be closing the armhole as well as the bottom of the dress, the neckline of the dress, the zip area of the dress. I'm closing everything on the inside. So I'm going to be showing you guys that either in this video or in another video, depending on the length of this one. We'll see. Okay, so yeah, let me get on with it and show you guys what the back is looking like right now. So this is the back of my lining, the back bodice. So I attached the boning on that line, and then I just attached one more on the side back. I did that on the other side as well, but this is what the front part is looking like. Yeah, this is what the front of this lining is looking like. So this is the dress on the mannequin. You can see how full the lower part is because of the way I did a double flared. I don't know the exact word for it, but because of the way I cut the lower part, you can see how full, and you can see how much the ripple effect is really full. So that's our slit. You can't really see because the mannequin's legs are straight, but yeah, so there's a slit on the dress, as you already know. And yeah, it's an off-shoulder dress with a hidden basque. Is kind of covered from looking on the outer part of the dress. You can't tell that it's a basque corset, but yeah, it's going to have that fit because there's, as you saw, that I put some bonings on the lining of this dress. And yeah, the sleeves, this is what it looks like. So she's going to have to puff it up a little bit for it to drape more, like so. So yeah, this is the finished look of the dress. So this is what the inner part of this dress is looking like. You guys see how nice it's even looking. I just didn't want to have a lot of lines going on in the main dress because it to just take away from the style. So yeah, I decided to do the stitches on the inner part of the dress, and this is the lining. Actually, this is a suit lining. You can see how nicely finished it is. The beauty of doing this kind of closure is that your dress just looks like it came out of a ready-made factory. Yeah, so this is the finished look. It looks so pretty, so pretty. Yeah, and then the back view, I pinned it a bit at the back, so but let's just get a look and see what it looks like. So that's the zip, and yeah, the rest of the back. I still have my boning lines running there as well. Also, as you can see, the sleeve isn't lined, so all I had to do was to weave the rough edge of the sleeve, and that was it. Okay guys, so I'm going to be ending this video here. I hope you enjoyed watching the process. I really did enjoy working on this dress, and yeah, I probably would have shown you guys how the inner part of this dress also looked like, as well as the outer part. If you have any questions, as always, leave them in the comment section and I'll do well to respond to your questions. If you're interested in seeing how I did the closing of this dress, I'm going to be putting out a full video of the full closing of this dress, so you might want to look out for that by clicking on the notification bell, so that once that drops, you'll be one of the first people to know. Okay, so yeah, I'll see you guys in another video, but until then, remain fabulous as always. Bye.